be saying. And when I saw this,
No case, nigga.
This got a BBL.
Nigga. Oh yeah!
I ain't never seen this nigga got a BBL, dog. And he got a grandmama face. Yeah. So Corey, it's over for you. It's over for you. Bitch, nigga, you don't know me.
Someone like Corey Holcomb doing a podcast once a week for 3 hours has tried probably thousands of premises. Some of them good, some of them bad, some of them cringeworthy. But it's a process, right? And so let's get this out the way. I don't play with kids. Like that's not top of mind for me. But as far as somebody's artistic expression goes, as far as what they're coming up with in the moment, comedians are known to go up to that line and come back a little bit. That's where you get the term edgy humor. That's where you get all this stuff, dark humor, things that are taboo, that are discussed in comedic environments. Now, is it right all the time? No. But what I will say is everybody has the right to say exactly what they want to say. And just because somebody says something doesn't necessarily mean that that's what they practice or that's what they do. This week, a disturbing situation happened where people took jokes out of hours of content, strung them together, and put a jacket on Corey Holcomb, a jacket of a PDF file. Wow. Corey Holcomb discussed a lot of the stuff that's been happening in the past few weeks and a lot of the haters that have kind of tried to besmirch his character, that have tried to make him into something that he isn't. And I think it's unfortunate, man. I think it's really unfortunate because a lot of people are out here being opportunists in a moment like this and can't see the larger picture. You got black men out here willfully trying to destroy a black man. Now, what part of the game is that?
50, 150, still out here living, kicking, running it.
Running it.
I don't know what they got planned for me, but I'm not about to stop doing what I do. To all my people that's been with me 16 plus years, you know what I'm saying? When you doing the Lord's work, the devil gonna come at you hard. Ain't nothing you can do about it, but trust that righteousness and truth will show itself in the end, which I'm gonna explain a little bit. Anyway, I'm Corey Holcomb, Darlene OG Ortiz.
Oh. And there goes one of the narratives that was pushed. Shout out to Darlene. Darlene is back in full effect. And for some reason, y'all just ran with this narrative that Darlene had somehow quit the show. That is insane. That's insane. And then made up the fact that she had quit the show because she didn't want to put up the shirt that he made for Anton. When you didn't know what shirt he had up there. In fact, he mentioned the fact that it wasn't the same shirt. This is what I'm talking about, listening skills. People are so eager and thirsty to be, I don't know, provocative or anti or preaching or moralizing to people that they miss simple facts. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself.
Everybody is called a media firestorm. My voice, I'm shocked. I didn't know. My voice got so powerful that the media, not bloggers, not fat girls with YouTubes, not busters who buy cigarettes 1, 2, 3 at a time. We ain't worried about them. They weren't never the problem. What it is, we have mass media trying to shut down the voice of Corey Holcomb in the 5150 show, and of course, the bloggers who are envious of what we do are going to join in. ever since TMZ has gave a one-sided version of what happened, it then got to the point where even a man like me, who I don't walk around living in fear, but I fear for my life now because I see what has been said about me, and they are desperate to bring me down because the word pedophile has been thrown in the mix.
Wow.
And let me tell you something. This is deep. I am no pedophile. I have never been accused of being a pedophile. I have never had charges of being a pedophile. This is something that's coming from the mass media, TMZ. Ever since they said what they said, they trying to get at me for real. Let me tell you something, what they do.
Can you imagine that? You've done everything right your whole life. You don't mess with children, and somehow you still get accused of messing with children? That's insanity. And anybody who was out there spreading that, you dead wrong. You are so wrong. And now that's what I'm saying. You have crossed into the territory that Cardi B had on Tasha K. Now you've made a claim against Corey with no proof, with some jokes strung together, with some clips from the show strung together. Insanity.
Because they did this to Michael Jackson. They did this to Martin Luther King. They did this to Malcolm X. They did this to so many people. When they ready to come get you, they assassinate your character so people don't look at you as a human being.
Bill Cosby, anyone? Just did a Bill Cosby video, my last video. There was a reason for that. I guess now you understand. Interesting.
They look at you as a villain. So they are using mass media now to come holler at your boy. This isn't little weak bloggers. Little weak bloggers have been talking crazy about me ever since I've been on air. But TMZ took a one-sided story of a woman who's addicted to drugs and quite dangerous. Wow. They showed a video recently where me and this woman got into it. And I can't hold back anymore. Listen, this woman was stalking me for a long time, and it was proven in court. And on top of that,
and he said that. He said that so many times. Why didn't y'all hear that part of it? Why didn't y'all hear that part of it? You were so quick to run off with your narrative, to start talking about what you would have done and how much of a coward somebody is. You're not listening to what he's saying. This woman threatened his life several times through several different channels. He's brought people on the show to corroborate that fact. And y'all still ran with that narrative. And y'all still said there was no reason to do nothing.
I told people that this woman is a troublemaker and she sells drugs. TMZ knows that I have a restraining order against this woman and her boyfriend. So I've never heard of a woman getting hit or punched, whatever you want to say, and I get a restraining order against her. The story is not being told the right way. But I want to show you something about this innocent woman because they will make it seem like this woman is innocent. In fact, this lady went on TMZ, who is in collusion with her. Sean Holly, the drug addict woman, and TMZ are all in collusion together to try to bring me down. Let me show you a video because this woman even said in one of her TMZ videos, I'm not allowed at the Improv, but that's not true. This is the footage that goes in the security office of the Improv. It says Shrine of Crime right there. And we blotted out some of the people's faces because the truth is we don't want to show everybody, but I'm not banned from the Improv. But you know who is banned from the Improv? Right there.
There it is.
Right there.
There it is.
Right there.
Now, which working comedian is that was just there roasting like everybody else? Look at Darlene's face. Is now banned because they always starting stuff with people at that club. Now, that don't make no sense. Now, you want to say everything you want to say about Corey, that's fine. But look at the facts. Look at what's staring right back at you. All you, I don't know, all you social justice warriors out there for women's rights all of a sudden, y'all full of shit, really.
If she's seen up there, they are supposed to call the manager and the cops immediately. I'm not banned from the Improv. I don't have a criminal history. This woman stabbed everybody who called her innocent. I know what I'm doing. When a drug addict is talking crazy to me and following me, I'm telling you, I know what they do to people. In that video where I got into a skirmish with the dude that was her boyfriend, I don't know if you know this, I'm going to say it. Since then, she stabbed that man.
Wow. And we told you that. Literally told you that. The guy that y'all were giving so many props was standing up for black women. Yeah. So much for doing that. That sucks. That really sucks. That's what reward he got. This is why Corey's trying to tell you, you're not dealing with a rational person. You're dealing with somebody who has some issues. Now, I'm not saying that means you should throw that person away, but you're going to side with that person's take on things. You're going to put them on your television station and start building a case against a comedian that has never had really any issues in his whole career. That's ridiculous.
Since then, she stabbed that man.
Damn.
And tried to accuse him of the R word.
Man.
He now has a restraining order against her. She tried to get one against him. It was denied. She went to jail for stabbing that man. And it wasn't no let her out overnight, because they couldn't let her out overnight, because when you go to jail and you are high like that, they let you air out in the cell besides your crime.
Yeah.
So everybody who saw that thing, innocent woman, no, Corey Holcomb was protecting himself and always will protect himself against drug addicts. Now, they have something online, once again, about this thing.
Because you notice, they specifically, and this is another thing Corey was always maintaining, they specifically show that last moment where Corey couldn't take no more, where he walks up, to make him look the worst possible in that situation. You don't see the times that because she even says it in her interview with Tasha K, if you listen, that she was continuously following this man around, trying to have a roast battle with him. And he wasn't engaging. He wasn't giving her what she wanted. Literally talking about unaliving him. I hope this is starting to make sense. I hope this is starting to come into perspective, because I've been called all kinds of names for even bringing up the obvious. But y'all gonna learn, man. Y'all gonna learn this lesson.
Protected himself and always will protect himself against drug addicts. Now, they have something online, once again, about this thing, and it's gone too far. So my lawyer said, you don't even have to really talk about that for real, but just make sure everybody knows this. Never been accused before in my life of being I despise anybody who would do anything physically. I think it's a person who's children. Am I right with that? That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
You know, I ain't living like that. And I've never lived like that. But I understand the media firestorm that's happening to Corey Holcomb, because, these people know I have evidence against them that's going to bring them down, so they have to destroy my credibility first. They have to destroy my credibility like I'm a villain.
Character assassination.
But I want to say to TMZ, who I know is watching, I've already given the evidence to my lawyer and a few other people. So it's out of my hands. So if you guys want to come at me, there's nothing I can do. You know the case is coming. You know the case is coming. Sean Hawley, TMZ, and of course the drug addict woman. I mean, she has nothing to lose, so she'll do whatever you guys want her to do. She'll say whatever you guys want her to say. But my day in court is coming. And I don't even have time for court because I live a glorious life. I work and perform. It's just my voice got too powerful for some powerful people, and they're sending this media firestorm at me, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I showed everything I need to show because they said this is an innocent woman. This woman, since I had the incident with her, she stabbed a man. So all you guys who don't know what you're talking about is predictable because you have feeble minds. Now let's get to this next soft shit. And I ain't finna spend a lot of time on it. I'm gonna spend about 10 minutes on this. The cat Fruit Booty Button said something about me. And okay, yeah, I wear a dusty hat. I forgot all the stuff he said right now. Yeah, clothes dirty, no shape up, all that. Fruit Booty Buttons. Oh yeah, and I can't fight. Yeah, I can't fight. You didn't talk about the women you beat up.
At all.
You act like I didn't even say that. I said you beat up women because it is a fact. You beat up women. TMZ is not after you because your voice isn't as powerful as mine. So you can come on and say whatever you want to say. You and the sissies and the scammer girl that's on your show. See, you couldn't get Melissa Ford to go along and laugh with you like you wanted. So you got this scammer girl who is all over the internet. If you do research on that girl on his show, she's a scammer. She takes people money and everything. Hey, Fruit Booty Buttons, you got to say something about the women that you beat up. I know you want to signify on me, but say something about the women you beat up. Listen.
Yeah, all them people that want to put the ether beat under what he said. But they don't have nothing to say about that. They've never discussed it fully on the show. It's just been brushed under the rug. Hey man, that's a serious claim too. And I wouldn't put that on somebody wrongfully. But I mean, it's just so many people have come forward and said these things. That's what I'm talking about in the Corey Holcomb situation. Like, if these things were true about Corey Holcomb, if all this stuff that he has allegedly done and he's so inappropriate with children and everything, where are all the victims? You see what I'm saying here? And like I said, I have no pity on a PDF file. The lowest scum of the earth. That's why they get treated how they do when they go to jail. But for y'all to throw that at him with no proof, I can tell y'all never been around nobody real. I can tell y'all on some snake, opportunist, just running your mouth on the internet with no information and trying to preach at somebody. Like you know what's better. And all this manhood talk. Y'all really exposing yourself for not being men. Y'all sound worse than Tasha K. And you know, it's funny too. Corey did something significant on this show. He opened up his membership. So not only were you all not successful in trying to downplay his audience and his real 5150 chat room goons, y'all made people double down with their dollars. And that is what they're afraid of. That Corey's army, they look like they set a record on how many memberships were gotten on that YouTube channel. Now, my favorite move, I like to take a membership off platform, but as long as you playing in this ecosystem, the YouTube ecosystem, and you building memberships, that is building your army, your base, war chest. And y'all thought, it's over for him. His career is over. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Talently, they want to take that away too, but they can't. Have you noticed they haven't said anything about talent? They haven't said anything about my talent because they can't take that away. But they want to try to come up with all kinds of awful things to say about me and my character, and you're just not going to find people to bag it up. And one thing about that night, where, you know what I'm saying, I had to handle my business because that's what I did. I handled my business with a drug user that I knew was dangerous from her getting into it with other people.
I'm going to go.
Okay, I know you got to go. Go ahead. Thanks for helping me explain that. Nobody who was out there that night is taking up for this girl. Nobody who was out there that night is taking up for her. The people who are taking up for her are the people who are sent off by the media. I love when these people who don't know, watch this word. I love when people who don't know us say that Corey Holcomb is finished. You can't, I don't have a deal at Marvel. I'm not Kang the Conqueror. And trust me, my brother who caught that L, what was his name?
Majors.
Jonathan Majors. We had a black man actually running from a woman to avoid drama, and they still gave the drama to him. And I never forgot that. It was quite intimidating. I walked the path that God showed. When I got to court, I met a judge that was stern, but the judge also saw the evidence, and the judge was stern against this so-called accuser, because the evidence showed that this woman was stalking Mr. Holcomb. So you can, TMZ, you're a powerful entity. Sean Holly, you're a powerful entity. You know, look what you did. You lit the internet up like the 4th of July about Corey Holcomb. This is what's scary. They know there's no monetary gain to this. There's no money. We're not doing this to rob Corey Holcomb financially. We're doing this to rob the character he built up for years. But all you bloggers who think you can get rid of Corey Holcomb like that, I beg to differ. Like, what you're doing, how you're riding the wave of mainstream media against Corey Holcomb because of envy, because, you know what I'm saying? If I said it, it's the truth. I got to make an example out of this. I said something against this guy that came up to our show. His name, I'm going to take the chance and say his name. His name was the lead attorney. I said something about him because I saw him say, oh, Corey said it's okay for me to talk to his lawyer. Now, ever since I said what I said about the lead attorney, I haven't seen him say anything back. And it is my opinion.
I don't see what reason a YouTuber, even if he is a lawyer, is reaching out to Corey's legal team. Unless some way he was trying to help, but I don't know.
The reason he didn't say anything back, because I didn't lie on him. I did not give him permission to talk to my attorney about nothing. And he said I did. And I believe he saw that and knows that to be true, which is why he isn't going all out his way to act like Corey Holcomb is not the man that he say he is. That's what I believe. I believe he has some type of moral strand inside of him that knows I wasn't lying on him. I didn't give nobody permission to do nothing. So I'm not even tripping on that man no more. But the Okie Dokie Jackson dude has started another lie, and he's going to have to pay for this one. He lied and said, I tried to get Darlene to hold up a shirt depicting black people as monkeys.
I even left a comment on the page saying that's not what the shirt was. But it wasn't just O'Shea. It was other people that picked up and ran with that exact same, man, he was trying to get her to hold up a shirt that was depicting black women in a certain way. Now, if you don't know that to be true, why would you say that? Poetik, Flakko, everybody. I'm not even going to keep naming names, but that's not right. You're not supposed to do that. That's obvious, right?
He lied and said, I tried to get Darlene to hold up a shirt depicting black people as monkeys. You're going to have to prove it. You're going to have to prove it. because, I mean, she's right here.
That wasn't the shirt. That shirt was, there was a lot of things being totally misconstrued. That shirt you held up the week before.
I held up the shirt when I was trying to stab real hard at somebody that came up to my show and tried to uproot our way of life up here. I did that. And like I say, it ain't a lot of stuff I do I won't do again because I'm old enough to realize, yo, Corey, are you sure this is what you want to do? Most of the time I do that. When I got into it with the drug addict woman who I knew was very dangerous from her past, I knew what I was doing. I knew that I was in danger. So when this guy who lied with her because he was with her intimately or whatever got stabbed, I wasn't shocked he got stabbed because I knew how dangerous that woman was. And a lot of people in the comedy community know how dangerous that woman is. This woman is quite a terror, and I don't know her to do comedy. I'm not saying she hasn't went up on a stage when somebody allowed her to go up on stage, but...
Right, but because there's a huge difference. There's a huge difference between being a working comic at the Improv and being an open micer or being like somebody who goes around town hoping to get spots, hoping to get on, hoping to get a slot. Yeah, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. And she thought she was in a roast battle for her life. I was roasting for my life. You remember that?
I don't know her to be on the circuit as a comedian in no way. And I don't know a lot of people who do. This is what was said to build a narrative against me, to make me a villain. Damn, listen, to the people who support Corey Holcomb, I want to support you back. When I come to your city, man, come on, man, give me some dap and show me some love because I appreciate you, man. You make it where the forces of evil get at me. Now, yeah, like we said, Okie Dokie Jackson lied and said I tried to get Darlene to hold up a shirt depicting black people as monkeys. We want you to prove that. We want you to prove that because we're tired of you lying. You've lied about quite a few things that you'll see. You'll see. You're going to have to prove what you lied about because I think you're insecure because of the way you look and you've been getting attention and now you think you can take on the world. It's the same thing when Tampon came up here. These are guys who never were able to get attention as they came up, but now they found a way through the internet and using the likeness of other people to lie on them. They starting to believe that they are somebody special. Well, if you are somebody special.
And that's the difference. I don't think people realize this, but I was on TV before I even got on here. Before I even started YouTube, I was on TV. Like, let's just be honest. I was popular at high school. I was popular in college, popular at grad school, popular my whole life. Like, I'm used to this. Always dated beautiful women. I've lived a great life, but if you've been in a situation where that hasn't always been your life, if you weren't a football player like I was, or, if you weren't like if you didn't have some status and all of a sudden you're thrust into it, I'm starting to realize a lot of people have never had the spotlight. And it's a shame. It's a shame because they act unnatural about it. And he gets into it about Poetik Flakko because he's probably the ringleader of all of this because you can see it in him. Like he's never been that guy. And now he's gotten a chance to. Even some of the streamers, a lot of the streamers kind of are interesting for that reason too. They think they're getting girls now because, what did Nas say to Jay-Z? You think you're getting girls now because of your looks? Negro, please. You're getting attention because you've got financial prosperity and some type of visibility. That's it. That's why some people don't understand. They don't get it. There's levels to this shit, even though everybody is egalitarian and on the same plane because of the internet. There's still levels to this.
People is monkeys. You're going to have to prove it, okie dokie. It's coming. Don't worry about it. It's coming. I know you do everything in your way to try to manipulate the guidelines of the internet. YouTube, for example. You manipulate it. But you're going to have to manipulate this in another way because you outright lied. I got you in more than this lie. And what you'll find out on the internet, you think you can just say whatever you want to say. But Tasha K had to get that girl $6 million. And Tasha K, you're going to have to prove that stuff you're saying about me.
Right.
It's coming, especially now that I know how you were able to get so many people to bounce off you. See, Tasha K doesn't have YouTube. People post her on YouTube. That's how she was kicked off of YouTube, if I'm correct. I think I'm correct about that. This woman is just like the other lady. Sent up in a G. She got her page taken down. I still have a page because I'm not going around lying on people. We make jokes about things, but I'm not going around lying on people. I'm not going around lying on people. Who was that? Chris Smith? Christopher Trailer? We can't catch it all because it goes too fast. Case was done. He let the girl hang. For Trailer? We can't catch it all because it goes too fast. But yeah, so I have to fight back now. And I've been one who never tripped off nothing but TMZ.
Damn, this is crazy. Corey's just going, he's going to pick them off one by one now. And it didn't have to be all this. That's what I'm saying. You know, I think greed sometimes, it puts scales over people's eyes where they can't make rational decisions that make sense for their business and their well-being and their future. But I mean, like I said, this is going to be a very costly lesson. And so hopefully people are ready.
Sean Holly. And you let the girl hang along because you wanted to use her. That's the one thing y'all had to try to find about Corey Holcomb where you wanted to turn it into something bad. Look, he hit somebody. Yeah, the judge, no, I hit somebody. And I told the judge I hit somebody. But when the case was done, that girl had a restraining order against me to stay away, which is no problem for me to adhere. But that girl, I have a restraining order against her and her boyfriend. And now he has a restraining order against her because he was stabbed by her.
Crazy.
So while y'all people who don't know what's happening talking, all right, you're going to have to prove it. It's some dude, push up in you go. He got a page. Push up in you go. You'll see. You can't call black men pedophiles. I am so against pedophiles. I don't care what happens to a pedophile. But I know that you guys are riding the wave to call me a pedophile because y'all are trying to get me assassinated.
That's crazy he said that. Because it's true. Like, now all of a sudden, if you get that jacket and you around anybody in the streets, anybody that comes up under that code, now they pressing you. Now they looking at you funny. Now they checking your resume. Granted, Corey has been out here for 30 years and that jacket hasn't been on him. But you let Poetik Flakko tell you. You let Poetik Flakko tell you that that's what Corey Holcomb is about. Y'all crazy, man.
What is a pedophile in any society? Did you know the state of California is the biggest I know? What they do to children here? But that's not the hot topic by TMZ. This man, Harvey Levins, who is got Epstein files drama, who has had people following me at the airport, who has had all this stuff done, when the drug addict girl got out of court, they had cameras there to try to create this story, all done to stop the voice of Corey Holcomb. But I'm just saying, Corey Holcomb been out here a long time and has been an upstanding member of society. So, you know, you guys did what you did to me. You did what you did to me. like you did Michael Jackson, like you did Martin Luther King, like you did a lot of people like me who speak up for my people, because my people don't even know what's happening. They're just going off what they see with the quick things on the internet.
Right. They're making quick snap judgments. Like people that called me out of the blue was like, "What's up with your boy? What's going on with Corey, man? What's happening?" They're seeing these stories and narratives are being pushed. Thousands of YouTube videos are being made on a topic, and they don't have the full story. They lack context. And Craig pointed that out a couple weeks ago. Context to me. It's making up narratives out of little pieces of information, just how they made that compilation video out of jokes pulled out of different episodes and strung together to make somebody look like a monster. A whole monster. Crazy. Have y'all even heard comedians? Like, comedians have said some wild shit. Are y'all going to go through all comedians' comedies and start pulling out moments and start stringing them together and make a narrative around that? Is that what you're really going to do?
Darlene, can I ask you to do me a favor? Would you just stand up right here? Just stand up for a second, please.
Really? With my big old...
Just stand up. Stand up.
With my Valentine's hoodie on?
Okay. Right here.
Uh-oh, no.
Can Darlene be seen? The internet has an AI video of Tampon standing up like this saying, "Let's go outside." That's AI. If a man stood up over me like this, I would stand up and that would be time to go there. But, I mean, thanks, D. Thanks for standing up. That's AI. Don't nobody get to stand up over me like that, man. Don't nobody get to stand up over me like that. And for all the lames out there who are worried about the dynamic of me and Darlene, I tell you what, if you want to say something, D, you can say something.
Which part? About, oh, well, I
About
didn't...
whatever, because there's stuff all on the internet.
Right, well...
The lames who use everybody picture. Look, if I put their picture here, people will clickbait it, and maybe I can get a check. So now you're part of that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to say something about what happened last week.
Stuff like that helps create content for people. That is so damn true now, dear God. I went to the bathroom, just so folks know. I go to the bathroom to answer 2 very important phone calls. So I was gone. I said, okay, I'm not going to be part of the rap. Not going to be part of the rap. But I was still in the building. I'm in another part of the building in the bathroom. Did not hear any of the rap, what have you. Came back out and was finishing up some numbers while they were rapping other things. So, I mean, it was the end of the rap. I didn't come in during it. But I didn't get fired. So people were like, oh, my God, he, whatever, humiliated her.
We didn't have arguments on air that was worse than that.
Oh, we've called each other so many damn names. It's ridiculous. And especially in the rap. Don't go there in the rap. In the rap.
They dissed each other.
We rap about what happens on the show every week.
Anything goes, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. But no, I didn't get fired.
What is that in the red?
I didn't get fired.
Somebody gave a
I didn't
yard.
leave. But I was gone for that entire time. When I came back at the very end, you were actually ending the show. And then I asked, well, how come you didn't come back on it? I was like, I was still sitting. I was putting in those numbers. So that was it.
And that's for all the people that ran with that narrative. Oh, yeah, she's leaving the show. I can't believe you. And then a lot of them was simping for Darlene. Like, let's be real. Y'all was simping for Darlene out there. Man, I can't believe you said that to that woman. She been there with you for 16 years. I was like, if you've been watching this whole time, you've been seeing their relationship and how they go back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have issues. They clear it up. They come back and do another 5150 like this. And now all y'all, like I said, have egg on your face. Now what you got to say? Oh, you was defending Darlene. And she wasn't supposed to hold up that shirt because she didn't want to be in dissing the black community. Y'all sound ridiculous.
The shirt thingy, not the rap. The rap, yes, that can get very that went a little. It was crazy. But we have dissed each other in raps. It was just timing too. It just happened to be that night, and then that shirt thing happened before it. So I get it, but he did. Yes, he did apologize to me afterwards. And you know what? You do that often, and people don't. I've mentioned it before. Not even just apology, but I've mentioned it before on a couple of shows many years ago, that you actually will catch yourself. The show will be over, and you'll be like standing there, and you'll go, did I go too far? Or what was that? What did I say? A lot of times, is that not true? You've done that before, right? Where you actually go, hold on. Wait, now, what did I say?
I've been talking 16 years, and it's like.
So anyway, yeah, I'm glad Corey Holcomb took the time out to address these things one by one. You know, it was a interesting episode, you know, because he had to kind of go in and out of his thoughts on these issues. I'm sure he's had time to reflect on these things and think about what he wanted to say. But I mean, a lot of y'all that go out there, like, realize y'all are literally talking about people that have lives on this YouTube. You're able to talk about people who have lives, but there has to be some type of care in how you structure things. Like that Poetik Flakko video that he did, it was disturbing on so many levels. And it wasn't just because of what Corey said. It was because of the connective tissue that was being made throughout that compilation. That it was literally trying to put something on someone that no one had any proof of, except for a couple premises. And that's why I say they weren't even fully crafted jokes. I don't even think Corey took those to the stage, but just in radio interviews and things like that, talking about the Iceland trip or whatever. Like, if you listen to how that joke is crafted, Corey doesn't say that he participated in any of it. It's implied. So you're making the assumption in your own head and making a conclusion that he must have participated in it. And that is wrong. But what is Corey's job? Once again, his job is to push the envelope. He's to take you to the line and pull you back some. And the comedy world is extreme right now because they have talked about so many different topics. Sometimes I've seen comedians err on the side of edgy material that they probably wouldn't say in normal circumstances. But I'm glad Corey cleared all that up. He's never been accused of that crime. He doesn't associate with those people. And nothing about him represents that. And so, I mean, like, a lot of y'all gotta really relax. And I feel bad because I feel like I started this lane. And a lot of you all have taken it upon yourselves to go out there and do this with it. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. And, you know, I'm not even crazy about taking credit for starting this. The fact that I covered something like Corey Holcomb and started getting views on it, y'all saw that and latched on to it. Not to bring more ticket sales to Corey, but to somehow assassinate Corey's character. That's sick. And you all should be ashamed of yourself, especially y'all that are out there like overusing the thumbnails or altering somebody's image in that way. Like, that's kind of crazy, yo. And y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop. And I've been cool about it. But it's ridiculous. It's gotten to a ridiculous place now. The moralizing, you know? And that's the funny thing about it. When you hear somebody that protests too much, usually that's projection, right? Y'all throwing stones and living in glass houses, a broad majority of y'all. Like, y'all have to reevaluate what you're doing and stop trying to couch it under some type of manhood code, because it's not. It's not manhood at all. Y'all are doing the opposite of manhood. There are people out here who actually do heinous things in the world. And then there are people that actually say things and they're given the same weight for some reason. It's the oddest phenomenon. Poetik Flakko put up a disturbing compilation that was put together by somebody randomly out of nowhere, taking clips over 16 years of a podcast out of context, some of them worse than others, and trying to lump them all together to put a case on our brother Corey Holcomb. That's foul. And then the people that would then follow suit like lemmings of what Poetik Flakko is doing. Like, Poetik Flakko is your barometer for what's real. Poetik Flakko is the arbiter of truth. When y'all talk about Poetik Flakko like being being a problem for years now, but this is a symptom of a problem. But I think he put enough out there to shut some of y'all up, because y'all out there playing. It looked like Corey's no longer playing with y'all against major corporations, right? That's how wide-ranging this thing is. He calls it a firestorm, a media firestorm. And I couldn't have picked a more appropriate term for what this has become. Anyway, let me know what y'all think about it in the comments. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification for all uploads. This is Faucette Media.